What's up PokeChamps, this boy InfamousTrainer, and today we're diving back into the world of the Neous region. In the last video we shut off the final forms and finished off the starters for the region. And with that out the way, it's time to start jumping into the Pokemon that make up the main Pokédex, starting off with the Route 1 Pokemon that you usually see, like your Regional Rodent and Regional Bird. Hopefully you guys like these as much as I do, but if you guys are ready, let's dive in. Now when it comes to the regional normal type or rodent Pokemon, there has been so many different animals that have been used, like rats, weasels, ferrets, sheep, and many other things. But I wanted to be a little unique, as using a rodent would be pretty typical, but let's jump outside the box. Now this type of Pokemon I decided to choose for this Route 1 Pokemon is actually only been used once so far, which is going to be a puppy, as we know we have Lillipup in the Untitled region, and I think it's a super cute and adorable Pokemon. But how could I throw a good twist on it and make it feel unique without doing a regional form? There were so many ideas I had when I was going into the first sketch, as I wasn't sure how big I wanted its head to be compared to its body, but I also wanted it to stand out on its own, while feeling cute and something that you could have as your partner. Now while getting the original idea out, it came out something like this, which didn't look bad. I love the spots, but the head shape was a little bit weird and I wasn't sure exactly how I wanted the fur to go, which I think was a nice touch and adds a little bit of an element to this specific Pokemon, adding on these unique spots, but then I had way too much. After some help, I kind of reformed the design quite a bit and gave it a circular head and overall kind of fixed the demeanor of the Pokemon, give it better shaped ears, better coverage on the spots that didn't look like too many, and then we came up with this cute, cuddly, and furry bearded Pokemon, and this Pokemon is going to be Pupdug. Pupdug is a puppy Pokemon, being a normal and ground type, hence the spots. I wanted to make this Pokemon feel unique, so adding a secondary typing to its first stage made it feel pretty different, as most of those normal type Route 1 Pokemon are just pure normal type. Pupdug originates from the same family tree as Rockruff, essentially being cousins of this Alolan based Pokemon. Pupdug has a unique talent for being one of the best digging Pokemon in the world, often being used by explorers to help find many things in the ground. The additional fur on its face is used to sweep away any extra dirt or sand out of the way. They also like to hide trainers' items as well. I decided to keep it pretty normal though with the abilities, giving it Unnerve and the hidden ability Vital Spirit, and no new moves, because it really doesn't need anything. I think the shiny came out really good, and I actually based this design off another thing that I thought was really cool, which was blue dirt, which is something that can be found in the earth. I thought it was a great way to tie back in the blue shinies to Rockruff and that entire lineage. Like I said, these two are cousin Pokemon, and it'd be a great way to show that off with their nice cool blue shinies. Now it's time for the evolution, and when it comes to the evolution of Pupdug, I actually wanted to keep this Pokemon looking pretty beastly as a Pokemon that you want to keep on your team for the long run, as most Route 1 normal Pokemon don't get used past after the second gym or are only being used for 8 gems. So I wanted a Pokemon that you guys could keep on the team long term, a Pokemon that is going to be able to take some hits and deal some hits as well. Now of course the neck fur and tail fur are very important elements to this entire design, so we kept this and made it look bigger. Then expand on the mud or dirt all over its face and body to make sure that it looks like it's growing as the Pokemon grows. This design took some tweaking, as I wasn't sure how long I wanted to make the beard, as the original design that I have placed here kind of looked like Bolthund, and I didn't want to go for that design. We extended the neck fur just a little bit longer, that way it covers more of the face and more of the actual torso, and then increased some of the mud boots, I guess you could say, over its body and some of the actual mud and dirt on the design. Tried not to make it too cluttered because I didn't want to make this Pokemon look like it was just a pure ground type. Definitely played a lot with the colors, played around with some different effects in Procreate and got this dirt-like texture. Finished up the shading, and voila, we have Turfhund. Turfhund the Digger Pokemon, also keeping the normal and ground typing. Pupdug, now evolved into Turfhund, has boosted its digging ability. It uses the hardened dirt or mud on its paw to protect itself from anything that it could dig up. It's also said to be able to dig up to 75 pounds of digging materials per minute. The fur on its neck has grown, making it easier to sweep away debris. Beginning trainers love Turfhund, as it's one of the most loyal Pokemon that you can receive early in your Pokemon journey. Its ability is Unnerve with the hidden ability Strong Jaw, which is a great contrast against Lycanroc, who has Tough Claws. Again, looking at the shiny, I decided to go for that blue theme, fitting in more with that that Lycanroc shiny, which again I think looks really cool because it is a born lineage of the same family tree as this Pokemon. I think it came out pretty well, and with it being a unique normal and ground type, I see this as a Pokemon that you can take with yourself for a while. When it came to the names, I wanted to keep them pretty simple, as Pupdug is simply puppy, and Dug as it's digging as it dug for something, and Turfhund as in turf as the ground, and Hund is just a cool way to say hound, as it is more of a dog like a hound dog, which just made sense. But let me know, would you guys pick up this Route 1 dog normal type Pokemon? Alright, time for the Regional Bird. Now this is actually one I was pretty excited about making because we pulled some more inspiration from Black Clover, which, if you did not know, is a great chunk of where this region is being inspired from. Now of course, in the world of Black Clover, there is a bird known as the anti-magic birds, which attach onto different people who have low amounts of magic power. And within the same world, there is one anti-magic bird that just made sense to inspire my bird off of for the region. That being Sears Swallowtail, or better known as Nero. But I didn't want it to look exactly like Nero, so the design came out pretty interesting. With the first rendition being really simple, I didn't want to make it too complicated, but it looked almost too identical to Nero, but with some weird eyes. Then on the second try, and with a little bit of help, I started to get the design down, and adding on some additional feathers on the top of his head, just like Nero's bird. When it came to the eyes, I wanted to keep them simplistic, but something that actually just had a bit of mystery to it. So the eyes definitely were a simple black and white, but very big and large, as you're kind of wondering, why is it looking at me? And decided to flip the colors a bit, as going with the same colors as Nero or the anti-magic birds would just be too simple and is a little bit too reminiscent of Swellow and Taillow. So I decided to change up the colors, giving it more of a gray and a brown, which I think definitely popped out a little bit more, as I decided to base my bird off of the Swift, which is exactly the same bird as Nero, but that's what makes it awesome, as I didn't want to copy and paste the bird over. So I feel like the Swift is small, adorable, and overall I like the color palette that that bird had. Fixed up some shading, adding a little bit more personality to it, some more detail, and there you guys have it. Say hello to Swifchirp, the tiny swift Pokemon. Now this Pokemon originally was going to be a normal and flying type, but I wanted to keep that uniqueness, as Rookidee was so awesome to use because it was a pure flying type. So again, I kept that here with Swifchirp. Swifchirp are able to glide through the air instantly after they hatch. They'll often fly a good distance away and return back home with its parent. This Pokemon has an interesting rivalry with other flying type Pokemon like Taillow and Rookidee, and Swifchirp are known for sensing power in people and will pack up the ones that it senses are weak, which is a great way to tie back in the Black Clover element like the anti-magic birds. And on that same note, I decided to copy that color palette for the shiny, which I think looks amazing. It kind of reminds me of Taillow and Swellow, but it still looks really, really good, giving it the ability Big Pecs and the hidden ability Guts, which will make it a pretty strong Pokemon. I really love the design of the bird, but let's jump into the evolution. Now for this flying type line, it's only going to be a 2-stage, similar to Swellow and Taillow, which I thought would be fun because we haven't had a 2-stage flying Pokemon in a while now. Now in the first rendition or sketch, it was a little bit rough, as I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with the design. Did I want it to have a really cool hair type feather thing going on, or did I want to have more of a menacing look? I played around with different claw types, I played around with different beak types, but it still didn't turn out how I wanted it to. Then I got some cool tips from Keith over on Twitter, who actually does some cool streams on Twitch and is making his own Pokemon region, and it actually gave me more insight of what I wanted to do for this Pokemon. With the new sketch of the Pokemon and what I was envisioning, this is what we got so far, and it came out really good. I like the beak, I like the head formation, and I like the body, and the talons add a more menacing look to this Pokemon, especially for its typing. Then I started to play around with the colors, and I was having a tough time filling this Pokemon in. So then I decided to break the Pokemon apart a little bit more with a divider on its chest, separating the head from the rest of the body, which I think came out really, really good. Filled in the colors, made it unique, and actually pulled a color palette from Moltres, Galarian Moltres to be specific. Tweaked up the shading and then added on this really cool black gradient on the tips of its horns, which again plays into its typing. And again, I love the way this Pokemon looks, and I'm going to introduce you guys to Avisoar, the soaring Pokemon. Being a dark and Flying type. Through training as a Swifchirp, Avisoar's speed and flying ability has increased tremendously. It utilizes the horns on its head to sense danger. Once in battle, it uses a combination of its wings, feathers, and scarce talons to take on any opponent. The talons are known to damage even the hardest steel. As Avisoar has a strong rivalry with Corviknight, you could usually see them two fighting over flying territory. It also has a new ability called Dark Seal, as it was actually based off of Nero's ability to do sealing magic, which actually works really well. As for the ability, while the Pokemon is in battle, the opposing Pokemon will not be able to use any fairy type moves, essentially sealing its ability to do so, which I think might be a little OP, but you guys can let me know in the comments down below. As for its hidden ability, it's Intimidate, which is of course a very common one and one that I love. Additionally, here is a brand new flying type move called Feather Shot. This move hits 3 times and deals 30 damage each, and it doesn't miss. As the Pokemon swoops its wings with a shot of the feathers, it hits the opposing Pokemon 3 times, which I think is another amazing move and something that I believe the Pokemon company should have made a long time ago. Again, this is going to be a scarce flying type Pokemon and something that I would definitely add to your team. Now as for the names, it's really simple, as Swifchirp is as simple as a swift bird and chirp as birds chirp, and Avisoar is known as the avenging bird that also soars. So it kind of works hand in hand, and I think it came out pretty well. And for the shiny, it's kind of based off of the new rendition of Nero, which she got accepted into the Black Bulls, hence the gold. But let me know, would you catch this flying type Pokemon and add it onto your team? Well guys, that's the end of this video. Many more designs to come and many more designs that I need to work on. With that even being said though, I think I may be working on the regional bug next, or possibly even showcasing a couple characters to you guys, as some of you have told me you want to see what the main characters look like. So we have many other things that we could do. Also, if you want to help the channel out even further or even help further the project, you guys can always become a member and get some sweet perks, as members get exclusive looks into the Neous region, especially very early. Not to mention, all these fundings will be going towards the region and getting possible voice acting, brand new cool art, and I know some of you guys want megas, so maybe I can hire a separate artist just to do megas of our Pokemon for the Neous region. But let me know what else you guys want to see, what other Pokemon we can introduce into the region, as I'm really excited to show you guys much more. So expect to see it. That being said, don't forget to check out the previous Neo region videos where we showed off the starters and many other things to come. I'll see all of you guys next time. Thank you for watching and bye!